Stand by for a terrifying message from Al Gore.
Hello, I'm Al Gore, and I'm here to scare you about global warming. If we don't take immediate action, our planet, Earth, will become a deadly smog ball that chokes out all human life.
Good! More beer for the robots!
Quiet, Bender. We're melting the polar ice caps, brewing killer hurricanes, poisoning the air with noxious gases. Look, it's all in my movie.
You're in a movie? What do you play? A burned-out cop? A streetwise pimp trying to save his little brother from the thug life?
Yes, I play a streetwise pimp with a hybrid pimp-mobile.
Boring!
It's not boring. I'm trying to save us all from certain death.
David was dead and dead. Let's talk more action.
You want action? Here's some action.
Boring!
An Inconvenient Truth. The movie that will make you feel like you should probably do something.
And don't forget to recycle.
Global warming on this episode of Destructomundo.
It's on, it's on. There's no sound. Play with the rabbit ears.
It reports, incredible as they seem, are not the results of mass hysteria.
Mass hysteria. What do they think we're imagining all this?
Destructomundo.
I hear the groans already.
Is it hot in here? Is it me?
You know, and strangely, the weather's just started to turn into fall.
I know.
Yeah.
We are starting to get fall.
After all that
now,
freakishly warm weather, we finally got fall.
Yeah, it was just last week. It was like, I don't know, here.
We had record highs.
Yeah.
It was,
record high.
Louisville was the hottest city in the nation last Wednesday.
Wow. I didn't know it was the hottest city in the nation.
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
It was very hot outside, though. It was suck ass.
Yeah, we had 90, 95 degrees.
Yeah. And now it's like 60.
Yeah, now we finally got some fall. We get 2 weeks of fall, and then it'll be winter.
Yeah.
It's the way it is now.
And then glaciation.
Yes. But yeah, I mean, that's something that people don't, a lot of people don't seem to realize. The whole global warming thing is like, that the Earth isn't going to heat up uniformly. Like, you know.
No.
There are actually, just basically, the only thing that's guaranteed is that everything's going to change. So, I mean, there are some parts that are getting hotter, and there's actually some parts that are going to get colder. But basically just, yeah, weather patterns and climate are going to change radically over the next, 100 years, without a doubt.
Yeah.
But, yeah, not everything's just going to heat up, because obviously as certain parts start to heat up, the temperature changes will affect, ocean currents. And as those shift, some places that were getting warm currents will start to get cooler currents.
Exactly. And then
and the temperature will drop there. And probably over time, I guess, everything may, once it reaches a certain level, to where like the equatorial zone is just a hothouse burning hell. And, it's like 150 degrees 24 hours a day, nothing can live. Then okay, but
the lava men will come from the middle of the earth to live.
And then the reptiloids can emerge from
exactly.
underground and reclaim the earth.
Changing the environment to where it's
so they can once again live on the surface.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. That's
or the ice caps can melt and it'll turn into water world.
Right on.
Yay!
Because if ice melts in a glass of water, it'll completely overflow and. It always
if it turns into Waterworld, everybody's got to turn orange.
The what?
It's like in the movie Waterworld, everybody's got that fake orange tan.
Well, yeah, they're supposed to be like
bronzer.
sun tan,
Well,
because
yeah,
what they
obviously
are.
there's no place for shade.
There's no shade.
But yeah, they all are
Except
sort
for
of
like a
distinctly orange.
Thought they all
Build
ate
a
like way too many
umbrella.
carrots.
But they're all about like fresh water and stuff like that. Even though like by the ice caps melting and like completely covering the earth, don't you think that it would desalinate the water to a certain point? To where
I'm sure some. I don't think there's enough.
Not enough that you can just like drink it.
No.
Well, I mean, apparently it was
because
only
water evaporates and salt doesn't.
It was a short period of time from the ice caps melting to when you had fish people, like emerge, and I'm just not sure that.
When he like genetically made by like the U.S. Navy or something.
I have a problem.
That I don't. I have no idea. The details of that movie are so vague.
Parts of it.
I saw. I think I may have made it through it once. There's parts of it I've seen multiple times.
Yeah, I've made it through it once too.
But I
remember
may have actually sat and watched it all the way through once.
Oldie Olsen from Conan O'Brien was like the old man on the raft that measured the oil in the tanker.
Was he?
Yeah.
Was that the guy? Okay.
It's Oldie Olsen.
Because I know the guy that was the scientist dude that made the big balloon. He was like the guy that was the transvestite in the Fisher King.
Yeah.
The one that sang and
I never understood
the
why
Merman guy.
He's in Fear and Loathing.
Yeah.
He is,
yeah.
Why didn't he have like a normal eye patch? Why was it like screwed to his head?
Because he got his eye like
screwed to his head.
Yeah, don't you remember? He had like it's like 3 screws into the eye.
Oh, just
patch
like the
instead
Christopher
of
Plummer Klingon.
Yeah. The eye. That's the best.
Oh, the only better Klingon is Christopher Lloyd.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I like Kang from like the original series where he had like the cool sideburns and
that's funny.
I just dark skin. And he would kind of
I had almost cleared my mind of that.
I'm Kang.
The details of Waterworld are very sketchy. I just remember it being.
It's terrible. Yeah, like I was saying though, I have a problem with any evolutionary progress that involves Kevin Costner being like a superior being.
Being the next
step.
step.
We moved past that.
He's definitely not the next step.
No. I lose my faith in whatever he is.
That almost makes you want to believe.
Makes
you want to believe in creationism.
Yeah. Any species that has Kevin Costner in it, I'm emphatically against. But
was he like was he an experiment, or was he just?
Apparently, he was like
because he's like
an evolutionary path that took place because of the water.
No, see, I think you're incorrect. I actually think he was some sort of like genetically engineered person by the Navy. They were using him even before the water world.
They don't say anything like that. They say
I'm pretty sure that
sapien. Like you're.
I'm pretty sure that's. I understand that nobody really paid that close attention to the movie when we watched it. But I'm pretty sure that was
dude!
the
I
deal.
don't remember any of that. Did you? You got the special edition DVD at home?
With the commentary.
With the
No, but I think I read an article about it on the Onion AV Club.
Like the Simpsons episode with the DVD.
Was the dolphins come and attack the?
Oh no, the one.
the one where they're showing like the DVD commentary to the postman.
Yeah.
Where Kevin Costner's just going, "I'm sorry, I'm sorry,"
and he's
sorry.
standing behind the
in
the video store. Yeah. Yes, but let's hope it's not that awful. As bad as global warming may be. Let's hope it's not that.
Yeah,
bad.
I mean it's Dennis Hopper and occasional rape pirates.
Yeah, that lived on the Exxon Valdez.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The rape pirate was on like the sailboat or something.
The rape pirate.
Don't you remember
that guy that's like, oh yeah, I want me some girls. Come on, how much for the little girl?
Yeah.
How much for the little girl?
Celestial women. That I don't remember, but like I said, I did see the end of it recently with I remember the jet skis and the explosions.
Yeah, because you gotta have jet skis.
How can you not have jet skis?
Yeah. Well, they had the guy with the quad 50s that was on like the
I remember
the
that
skiff,
too.
and he was like firing the quad 50s, and then they had the two like Asian kids that stood on either side of Dennis Hopper's throne or whatever, and sent out Semaphore to like to coordinate everything. I thought that was kind of cool, but
Okay.
But then Dennis Hopper's got like he lives on the boat, and he gives out cigarettes to the people, and they drive around a Cadillac with no rims or no wheels on it, and through the ship's hold,
I don't remember that part either.
Yeah, because he's like throwing cigarettes out to people. And
Apparently,
stuff
you've
like
seen
that.
it many more times.
Oh yeah, I can't help it. I watch it every time it's on. It's just so absurd.
Okay.
And he swims down and gets soil and trades it for stuff at the atolls. And then they have the one atoll where he goes to.
Nobody's gonna listen to this.
This is terrible. It is terrible. I know.
Our only global warming reference
somehow
is Waterworld.
I imagine the pitch meeting for that movie went much like this.
Yeah.
There was somebody, tell me about your movie. Okay, there's this guy.
Dennis Hopper. There's great pirates, and they drank their own pee.
And he's like a fish guy. And
that's right. He does. He drinks his own pee. He's
just
got
like Bear Grylls.
Pee into the still to be able to recycle it back to where he can pee. And he's got he's a little lime.
Yeah,
there's
other movies that deal with it. It's not the only movie that has to deal with the concept of global warming. But.
Okay, we'll wrap it up. But they go to live on Mount Everest, sticking out of the ocean. It's like the only part of.
But I guess obviously like most of that crappy stuff. I guess it's such an extreme example. You know what I mean? Where everything is the temperature's gone so high that it melted the ice caps and sea levels, or what raised hundreds of feet. I don't know.
Right.
It's Cadillacs and dinosaurs.
Earlier,
yeah.
Futurama, the lost city of Atlanta.
Yeah, the underwater city
with Donovan.
Everybody's mutated by the coke.
Donovan singing the lost city of Atlanta.
What is it?
It's like the most important. The most important people from Atlanta were saved: Ted Turner, Hank Aaron, and the magician.
That was Ted Turner, Hank Aaron, and the magician. And they go on, and he sings the song. It's awesome. Yeah, they're all underwater.
Yeah. Southern mermen.
Yeah. That are mutated by the Coca-Cola that's
seeping out into the ocean water.
How the hell did they get away with that? It's just I don't know. Maybe they just flew under the radar of the Coca-Cola Nazis. See, I like Coca-Cola too, and I still know I'm being controlled by them. The mind control soft drink. Lousy sons of bitches.
I haven't seen that one.
It's a good episode. But yeah, that's the underwater motif is present in a lot of the.
Well, then there's others. I mean, like one movie we've already discussed is like obviously Soylent Green. I mean, that's
right. Yeah,
that's a movie that it doesn't. Obviously, that was before there was the term global warming, but it foresaw that issue.
Yep.
Yeah. And another movie of that era, The Ultimate Warrior, is like that too, with Yul Brynner.
Yeah.
That's that sort of
Well, they dealt with drought.
Yeah,
famine.
It was the concept of like climatic change, and
right.
that resources would be limited, and that thing where temperatures are rising and crops are dying and all that stuff. But yeah, it was before there was like the actual term of global warming. But
there's the Drowned World by J.G. Ballard.
Yeah, that predates that stuff by better part of a decade. But
I don't think I ever finished that.
No,
it's not as good as Waterworld, but it's a very
fish people.
It's a similar concept of like the temperature rising and water levels rising, and how
what was that submarine TV show?
Voyage of the Bottom of the Sea.
Voyage of the Bottom of the Sea.
Or Sequest, DSC.
Sequest, that's one.
With Roy Scheider.
Yeah.
It's like Star Trek Next Generation, but under the water.
Yeah.
I mean, was that what was going on?
With the dolphin.
Pretty much.
The whole
Sequest DSV?
Sequest.
yeah, or were they just kind of tooling around in the regular ocean, or was it like the entire Earth covered with water?
I think it was just the regular.
It was
ocean.
a regular ocean.
Really?
But it was very Monster of the Week.
Yeah, I was about to say there was an awful lot of stuff going on for just tooling around.
It was
ocean.
basically it was the Voyage of the Bottom of the Sea of our generation. They
Yeah.
fought monsters on
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
But there weren't enough bikinis in it.
What were they doing at
Other-
the bottom of the sea, though? They were going to the Marianas Trench to do what?
I don't know. They were military though.
They were just going around doing stuff. In the
No.
in the movie they have a mission.
Yeah, they have a mission. They go to the Marianas Trench to...
I remember the thing in the movie, the Van Allen belt's on fire.
That's right, the Van Allen belt's on fire.
Which makes no fucking sense.
Yeah.
The Van Allen belt's
And they
on
were doing
fire.
something...
They have to go do something to save the Earth. 'Cause
They
the
were-
Van Allen belt's on fire.
They're messing with the core or whatever.
something like that. I don't
They have
know.
to restart the core because there's an asteroid coming.
What?
As a precursor to an alien invasion.
Dude, that's the best movie ever.
But then something goes wrong when they're trying to restart the core and the Van Allen belt catches on fire. That's like somewhere there's a pitch meeting for that one too.
Voyage
So there's this
bottom
team
yeah.
of people.
Voyage to the bottom of the core Armageddon.
Voyage to the
Oh, yeah. God.
right on.
Let's play the next Zucker Brothers movie.
Zucker Brothers.
So, but
Who the hell writes this stuff? That's just beautiful.
I don't remember there being anything really to Sequest other than they just rode around in a submarine
There was no
Right,
Baywatch.
right.
and did stuff, but I don't know. And somehow Roy Scheider always had that Roy Scheider tan, even though he was in a submarine. He all had that brown leathery look that he's had ever since Jaws.
Yeah.
I don't know. He managed to give it up for, like, well, I guess, no. And,
But I don't remember anything.
all
else.
that jazz. Like that Bob Fosse.
He's
look.
pretty tan in that too. I think he's pretty much had that tan forever.
Yeah, well, Bob Fosse's kind of swarthy.
I think it's a tattoo.
Had a tan tattooed to his entire body.
Yeah, I just want a uniform brown all
I
over.
want the Miami queer. Not the San Franciscan. I want the Miami.
I'd actually forgotten about that show. Strangely, it just popped right into my head though when you're talking about the submarine show.
I don't remember the movie. I just remember the TV show.
Oh, you're talking about Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm talking about
The-
Sea. Yeah, the Voyage to the
yeah.
Bottom of the Sea movie is bad. It wasn't. The TV show was even worse. But
Yeah, the TV show. I like the TV show.
They all
though.
carried
This was
P-38s.
that was
Yeah.
that was one of
big ass submarine.
it was one
too,
of
'cause
it
they
was
had,
one
like-
of Irwin Allen's forays into TV. In addition to all of his many disaster movie grades,
Right.
That was produced by
Right.
Irwin Allen.
So
I
has there
remember they had
been
to go into
any,
the engine room a lot, and the engine room's like it looked like a gymnasium.
I remember the nuclear core thing
Right,
with the
right,
lights,
the big
glowing.
orange
Yeah.
like tube.
And they always had to pull out the
right?
control
Yeah,
rods,
yeah.
input the control rods back.
Right.
Anytime there was a problem, pull out the control rods. Like
Because I think that's all that there is to a nuclear reactor.
I think it pretty much runs on how far in or out the control rod is. That's how
Yeah.
you speed it up or slow it down.
right.
We're going too fast. Pull it out. Push it in further. You just pull out the neutron.
Put it in second gear.
The neutron. What do they call their those rods? I don't know what those rods are made out of, but they
Neutrinos in your chinos.
yes, still. But they control. Aren't that they're neutron absorbing? I don't know. I don't know enough about reactors, but anyway, I just remember that. And Kowalski died every week.
Yeah.
And
Kowalski.
Sparky. And that
So
guy.
they made a global warming disaster movie. I mean, was the day after tomorrow about that? I don't remember.
My God, what a!
I never
piece of
saw that
crap
one
that
either.
was.
But
Well, the science was all like screwed up on that movie.
there's been a couple on
Yeah.
Sci-Fi Channel.
It was kind of a.
Really?
I mean, if you get past all the stupid science on that movie, like the
was
Earth
a
freezing over,
heartwarming
it was
movie.
kind of it had
Almost-
some interesting points.
I almost got in a fist fight in that movie. There was
Really?
like some people like making like snide comments like as the movie was going on, like they were doing their own little personal, show, and they thought they were really funny.
Yeah.
And I turned around and I was like, if you don't shut up during this shitty movie, I'm going to kick your ass.
Nice.
Yeah. They stopped.
Hey.
But,
And there was more of them than me, so I kind of figured it was going to turn into a brawl, which would have worked out because then I wouldn't have had to see the rest of the movie.
but I say, yeah, there's been some there's been some movies like that on Sci-Fi Channel. I always see the commercials.
Oh,
man.
man.
I try not to watch. I do watch parts of Sci-Fi Channel movies.
I usually only watch it when there's a monster.
Yeah, every now and then.
Oh,
but
man, Skeeto was awesome.
Python.
Yeah. Python 2, Boa 2, and then Boa versus Python.
Right.
Yeah. Good stuff.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
good.
man.
But
Man,
Skeeto is awesome. But yeah, there have been some, Earth on Fire movies.
I think they spin the wheel when they make sci-fi movies. I'm pretty sure that
Sci-Fi
Channel movies
they have two wheels.
They go through.
They spin them.
What?
Yeah.
But no, they go through cycles of a lot of it reacts to, when like a real movie comes out.
Right.
For a while,
they'll make like a movie like it.
Well, they won't just make one. Because after Jurassic Park, there was about a year and a half.
What was the one that had the dragons and also something else was happening?
Let's say after that there was a year and a half of the dinosaur movies, and then there's all the giant creature movies. And then there's,
Dino Croc's great because it's got the guy that won the first Who Wants to Be a Superhero in it.
I watched.
Yeah.
I watched the one of
as a superhero.
He's teaching electric safety to some kids during the fair or something, and then the big monster comes and he fights off the monster for a few seconds and then saves the baby.
Oh man,
I watched part of the one.
It was a snake.
I watched part of the one a few weeks ago with Ron Perlman on the island with the mutant, super intelligent baboons. They got loose.
Wow.
Oh man, I didn't know about that.
But Ron Perlman, it's gold.
Sure, every time.
Baboons are mean.
And these were super intelligent. But
there's been
but I don't think there has been a really. I can't think of any.
What's the Cornelius Ryan book? It's The Last Battle.
Yeah.
About Berlin, and when the Berlin Zoo got bombed, the zookeeper grabbed his gun and ran and killed the baboons because he didn't want them getting loose.
Really? So they would terrorize.
Yeah. And these weren't normal baboons. This was I guess a big deal for the Berlin Zoo.
They were Nazi baboons.
They were Nazi baboons.
That's a show of its own, man.
Yeah. They were the Castle Wolfenstein.
Yeah, right.
I always thought that was the oddest part of the book.
Baboon Hitler clones.
Talk to the zookeeper.
Baboon with Hitler's brain.
Half baboon.
He ended up having to eat a lot of the animals at the zoo. I think we should be pitching movies.
God, we need a movie studio.
Where's the producer?
Okay, it's the closing days of World War II. The Nazis are desperate. They've got one final plan to win the war. This is almost as good as the movie with the lost race and the white apes and the city with the diamonds and the
Congo.
Oh, Congo, man!
No, but the one that we came up with the Nazis.
Oh, yeah.
It's there's a lost city and it's populated with white apes, and the diamonds and the Nazis come in to get the white apes to get the diamonds. Gold, Jerry, it's gold.
Well, I think Nazis
that's copyrighted. Everyone, we don't want that moving.
I'm working.
How's that our say?
I'm working on the screenplay.
Nazis would be pro white apes, wouldn't they?
Of course,
they are the purest of apes.
Yes, I mean.
Oh, that's true. But no, I can't think of any real, serious big movies that have exactly. I'm surprised no one's made I can't think of anything.
Other than An Inconvenient Truth.
Yeah, I haven't seen that.
And then there's the Leonardo DiCaprio one. I guess is for people who are a little
believe
slow.
Science.
Yeah.
The so-called scientist.
Yeah. I think more people would believe it if instead of Al Gore they got somebody who wore glasses.
Yeah. Man, you put on a white lab coat and I'll listen to anything you have to say.
A pointer and stand in front of a board, point at stuff. Ow.
The thing is, with movies that actually talk about the reality of global warming, it's really unfortunate, but the whole thing is kind of.
Well, I think it's there's people that I guess there are people that I actually do sort of deny that it's. Because there's people that seem to be completely denying that it's even taking place.
The Fox News Channel.
Mark. Of the government.
I said the Fox News
Channel. I was
Channel.
Say, but there's that. But then there's also the debate between people that recognize people who can read a thermometer, who realize that it is happening.
Right.
But then there's the debate as to how much of it is human caused and how much of it is caused by natural Earth.
Right.
cycles
Yeah. And if it's
climatic
Mark's our friend that he made the point that like we don't know how much of this is human
Yeah.
caused.
But I'm saying there's people who actually are completely denying that it's even happening.
Right. But for a long time you had
but then there's the debate as to how much of it we're causing, and
It's cow farts,
it was an odd, like, conservative liberal split. Like, the liberals all, like, believed in global warming as if it was a belief. You know,
but then there's the obvious point that what we've been doing for the past 100+ years
has caused
cannot have helped.
No.
You know,
Yeah.
so
Carbon output
there's the possibility that the two may actually have coincided.
Right.
That we may be in a natural Earth climatic cycle of temperatures going up, and what we've been doing for the past 100-odd years, you know, obviously isn't going to.
We've made some steps to making it better. Like big hair isn't fashionable with women anymore.
Sure.
All that hairspray in the 80s.
Except in Texas, man.
Well, you know, everything's bigger in Texas.
We could just get people to breathe less.
Yeah, I'm trying to cut out at least a breath an hour.
And farts, man.
Can I pick out the people who get to breathe less?
Sure.
Thank you.
We do need a system, you know.
The lottery.
Yeah, there you go.
A
lottery would be good.
How many breaths you get each day? People just need to breathe less. That's really. It's
more nuclear power.
Nuclear.
I
love the nuclear
Good old
power.
nuclear power. That's the key.
Well, I know, like, I prefer a car. I know, like, everybody talks about, we need cars that use less gas. We need hybrid autos. And it's like, yeah, I'm all about that, but I can't afford a hybrid car. They are fucking expensive. And I mean, that's just the bottom line. I know they'll get cheaper as they get made more. But the bottom line is, I have never owned a new car. I can't afford a new car. And, you know, yes, I'd save a ton of money on gas. And, yeah, I know you get a tax credit for doing it, but I still can't afford.
Yeah, by the time I could afford a hybrid car, they'll have cars that run on like potato peels or something.
My point is, every car I've ever owned has been a used car, and I don't want a used electric car, dude. You know that thing is going to have some problems. Like, you know, you're going to be out there in the driveway with the soldering gun every other week.
People who buy hybrid cars aren't really car people.
No,
they're not. My mom bought a hybrid,
you know.
So they're not the people that really. I don't see them as being the kind of people that
ridiculously quiet.
Are really like
yeah, they are really quiet. And I mean, a lot of people, you know, are thinking that's another thing, that like wildlife is attuned to, you know, the noise pollution that cars give off, and you know that electric cars will bring an end to that. And I mean, I just
and then the wildlife will rebel and destroy us.
Right? It'll think
food of the gods. They're hard of hearing.
You know?
Like food of the god, man.
We just need better public transport, especially in this city.
Oh, this city's the worst.
You think this is Europe?
Yeah, trains. What are you talking about?
I live like 2 miles from my work, and there's no way I could. I've gone over the whole like bus schedule like several times, and for one thing, it wouldn't be even cheaper for me to drive from my take the bus. Than
yeah, because you're paying $1.
Yeah,
both
each
ways.
way.
Yeah, and you know it doesn't cost you $2 to drive. So.
Plus, they don't run. I mean, you know, I get off at midnight. They don't run that late.
No,
I end up like taking the bus to work, and then
the buses are bad here. The taxi service is the worst in North America here.
It's also a monopoly.
Yeah, so that's why it's the worst.
Yeah, our taxi service here in Louisville, Kentucky, USA is monopoly.
Every member of the taxi board is an employee of Yellow Cab.
Yep. And they give out the medallions or whatever.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Themselves. The limo service is run by them, the whole thing. So it's all a big scam.
And every once in a while, Lyle Landley will roll in and talk about a monorail, but nobody's ever really serious about it.
Only if it goes to the new arena.
Yeah.
Well, cabs are really not even like a valid form of public transportation.
I'm just saying any transportation in Louisville is terrible.
Drive around until they, get a fare anyway, so they're wasting a bunch of gas. I mean, I know they don't want to or anything. You know, they want.
We do have some hybrid buses.
That's right, we do, and there are a lot of hybrid buses and vehicles out on the road today for public transportation. That deserves to be mentioned. And there is the the diesel that runs on vegetable oil. And that's another thing. A lot of people don't know this, but diesel engines were created in the beginning to run on vegetable oil. That's what they originally ran on, but vegetable oil at the time, which was, a while ago, was more expensive than petroleum, so they switched to a petroleum-based engine.
Well, you see those cars drive by every once in a while.
All the progress on diesel engines has been towards petroleum-based, and now it's just slowly now moving back towards vegetable oil and soy.
Does your exhaust smell like a deep fryer?
Apparently, it smells like French fries.
Yeah, I've seen the, this car runs on vegetable oil. Follow me to find out how.
Yeah, I mean, you got Willy gas.
You
I
follow
think it's
them,
like
they
Willy.
shoot you for- Stop stalking me!
Willy fuel.
Oh, the people driving those cars aren't going to shoot
Willie
you.
Nelson gasoline. It's like
They wear like a shirt made out of like grocery bags.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they're not they're not
Yeah,
normal
Willie
people.
Nelson's got his own like brand of soy oil diesel, biodiesel.
Soy-based biodiesel.
I hope he pays the tax on that stuff.
Hey, it's Willie Nelson.
Hey,
I don't know if
he
it's really
endorses-
his. It's like could be like the Foreman.
He could just the Foreman grill deal. Here's your cash. Now we're going to use
Hey,
your
it's
name
Willie
for
Nelson.
eternity.
He endorses Whiskey River Bourbon, which is an all right bourbon.
Hey.
And it's made, I believe it's made in Nelson County, and everything that it's made from is from family-owned farms within 100 miles of the distiller.
Well, I know a lot of like that brings me to ethanol. Ethanol isn't really even like a viable alternative. Like the E85 ethanol, it's not even like it's only 15% ethanol. It's like
What do they use in Brazil? Aren't they using something
they're using
similar
rum.
to that?
It's rum.
Just rum.
At least I think that's what it is. Is it 85% gasoline and then 15%? I forget exactly. I'm not up to speed on
Don't
that.
they use some like weird?
Apparently, it
fuel?
causes as much or more carbon release than gasoline does. So it's not even like a viable alternative.
Well, I mean, isn't a lot of those people want us to switch so we don't give money to Arabs?
I think a lot of it is the subsidy, the agricultural
we get most of our
subsidy.
gas from most of our oil from Canada and Mexico.
Yeah.
That's what the people in Washington don't ever talk about when they talk about.
No, they talk about the Arabs.
Our dependency on foreign oil. And
it's Canada.
It's Canada and Mexico.
Yeah.
That's where we get our most of our oil from.
And a good deal of it comes from Alaska and Texas.
Yeah.
And it used to come from Venezuela until they went all red.
Yeah. Commies.
Well, I mean, the Citgo gas stations are
We should send John
state-owned
Rambo to South America.
by Venezuela. So, like, I guess they're franchises. I'm sure they buy their gas from Venezuela, but
we'll take Mexican oil, but don't want no Mexican gas.
Don't want no Mexican coffee in the morning.
Don't want any of that Pimex stuff.
And then the whole ethanol market, the market for corn right now is so high that it's causing a tequila shortage. All those agave, it's not going to be it's not going to be felt for a while because it takes like about 10 years for agave to mature.
Oh yeah.
So, but it's only like 10 years. Tequila will skyrocket because all these guys are not
Switching
producing
to corn.
agave.
Yeah.
Oh, it already has.
But yeah, so much of
there's
that,
all these morons out there drinking like the Cabo Wabo stuff. I mean, it's Sammy Hagar tequila. Give me a break. I'm not drinking anything Sammy Hagar has.
There's got to be at least 3
hands
people in
in.
the world who think Sammy Hagar's cool.
Like
Sammy
that's the
Hagar,
real Van
his mom,
and one other
and Eddie
person.
Van Halen.
Although I've said this before and I'll say it again, if I ever have the opportunity to shoot a music video, it may be a completely different song, but it will be a shot-for-shot remake of I Can't Drive 55, complete with the Testarossa and the red jumpsuit.
Okay.
And possibly a blonde wig
I
with
think you've
curly
mentioned
hair.
that before on Destructomundo.
I
repeat.
may have mentioned it before. I've told people.
That's like one of his top 3 fantasies.
That is
ever.
my number one fantasy.
Okay.
Is that
I didn't want to make that assumption, but I think, I mean, all that stuff is like, I mean, there's, with all these alternative fuels or whatever, and alternative energy sources, obviously we're at that point now where like they're like trying everything. People are going to try just about anything.
Right.
And they're trying, everybody wants to find the big answer.
Well, the wind power, solar. Solar is actually becoming cheaper due to the creation of larger televisions. The same facilities needed to make large-scale LCD screens are the same companies it's the same technology to make solar-powered collectors as well.
So ultimately, TV will save the world.
That's right. Yay. All you naysayers out there, all your
TV
parents,
is going to save the world.
It's not just a babysitter.
After all.
Not just a babysitter.
Yes.
It's not just...
But it's a great babysitter.
I was thinking, kind of back to public transportation, the thing that struck me because of that was there are 2 streetcars in San Francisco that are both from Louisville.
Are they?
Yeah, they're like the old style electric.
From our old system?
With the...
I didn't know that.
The electric lines that go over the street and they have the thing.
I know they have those in New Orleans too.
But they have
electric line.
In San Francisco, they have buses, the trolley cars, and the trains.
They run on alternative energy.
Or electricity.
Alternative fuels. Much like they run on gay sex.
They run completely on gay sex.
They all run on butt sex.
Yeah.
That's why
throw some more dildos on the fire. More power.
They don't like alternative music, alternative lifestyle.
Yeah, you get the guy underneath the trolley. He's like shirts off, and he's got a big handlebar mustache. He's shoveling dildos into the furnace. More.
That's exactly the problem that conservatives have with global warming. Is there's too much alternative.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They don't like alternatives.
Challenging the status quo. I just
bad.
want things to be like they always have been, damn it.
I want to have what my dad had.
It was good enough for him. It's good enough for me, damn it.
That's the thing is back then they had decent public transportation.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's...
What happened?
I think I kicked it.
Cables are being kicked around. Sorry.
Yeah.
Way to tear down the fourth wall there.
Adam smash.
But yeah, that's
look directly into the camera.
That's right. Okay. Well, let's take a break here, and we'll be back in just a moment after these messages.
Recordings from the world of science fiction fandom.
It's the madcap daffy, side-splitting, rib-tickling, slap-happy, scuzzy, curry, irksome
TVOF podcast.
You must go to Gore. You must say these words.
TheVoicesOfFandom.com.
It's an earth-shattering event.
You ever see such jerky-looking creatures?
No.
Hello, friends and Finn. Bill Mills here again.
It's a horrible film you're making.
Sounds like science fiction.
Now that's fandom.
Hell has its own podcasts.
Hello, and welcome to the Fireside Podcast, where we bring you news from the Lake of Fire. I'm your host, Mephistopheles.
Filled with interviews.
They have on the phone today Asmodeus, Director of the Wrath Division Special Flame Wars Unit.
And opinions.
Well, let me tell you something about trolls.
But when Gabriel comes on the show to deliver a message from heaven...
By this time next year, 1/3 of the demons will be destroyed.
All hell breaks loose. Tune in to the Fireside Podcast at www.firesidepodcast.com.
I'm Jeff Stanger.
And I'm Brian Gross.
And we're the hosts of the Utter Oddcast. Visit us at utteroddcast.com. Check us out this October for all things creepy. We're talking about animal costumes. And, of course, we're going to have some bag-snatching tricks. What else, Brian?
Candy nutrition facts. We're going to ruin candy for you and your friends. We're going to religious takes on Halloween. We need your stories. You can call us at 317-565-4250. Drop us an email, utteroddcast@gmail.com.
It's a deliciously disturbing October on the Utter Oddcast.
Okay, we're back, and hopefully technical difficulties have ceased.
Yes, indeed.
It's always a pitfall. Gotta sit around with a bunch of guys.
Of guerrilla podcasting?
Yeah, the pitfalls of guerrilla podcasting. Bunker's too small.
Damn gorillas.
It's those fucking gorillas.
The white gorillas.
Yeah. Veterans. The Nazi veterans.
Only trust the chimps.
Half Hitler, half ape.
I think we just wrote Michael Crichton's next novel.
I think we did. Son of a bitch.
Oh boy, if I weren't so lazy, I'd have like 8 or 9 books written by now.
If I wasn't so lazy, I would have read them.
Oh my god!
How can it? Oh boy, I don't know. There's so much.
Isn't that
stuff.
truly what it is? Though, is laziness. That's what got us into this mess in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we're too lazy to
well,
walk.
I think a lack of talent also was involved.
I
think it was just pure lazy. It's not
I
just
meant the
our
world
work
in
ethic.
general. I mean the show in particular.
Yeah, a lot of it. It's that sort of. Most people are stupid, lazy, short-sighted, and self-absorbed.
And mean.
Well,
would kick a puppy.
Brutish.
I don't know if I'd go that far. I think, in my opinion, most people are.
Or Michael Vick.
Most people are stupid, lazy, short-sighted, and self-absorbed. That's the real problem.
Yeah.
You know. I mean, they're most, and there's obviously being everybody's. There's nothing wrong with your primary concern being yourself. Obviously, very few people are selfless in that level. You know what I mean? To be,
we all need to be like Jeff Goldblum and Independence Day.
But I mean most people are like they only care about themselves,
right?
And then this whole sort of like immediate satisfaction thing. Like it's I just want the next 15 minutes of my life to be as effort free as possible.
But then there are, Christ Almighty, I'm not going to name any names, those people that are all about like the environment, all about saving the earth. Horrendous human beings that,
I know. Yeah.
That don't have like social skills towards one-on-one interaction, but they love the earth and love humanity and want to save it. And I'm like, Christ on a crutch, you're an awful person, and I just
But I mean, this there's it's just that sort of short-sighted, like I just want my day to be easy and effort-free and all that.
Well, I think everybody's out for that.
Well, but obviously,
some people are willing to step on somebody's neck to get it.
But I mean, we've reached a point where people, thankfully, some people are starting to realize that, like, that is causing problems, and that we can't just go on doing
they're more
whatever we want
now than
whenever we want, and that you can't, maybe. In the near future, you won't be able to have whatever you fucking want whenever you want. That's not always going to be a realistic possibility.
Right.
And some people are starting to realize that,
Well, like Ralph Waldo Emerson, the man who most people will point to as being the father of modern conservationists.
Who?
Conservationists. And he's a... Ralph Waldo Emerson.
Never heard of him.
No, you never heard of Ralph Waldo Emerson?
Was he on TV?
Yes,
TV
he is.
show?
Yes.
The Ralph Waldo Emerson show?
He was
Is he on Fox News?
He's a cowboy
or
actor.
MSNBC?
He's singing cowboy. No, but he goes off and lives by himself, and writes about nature because he's an asshole. Apparently,
I thought that was Thoreau.
No, that is Thoreau. You're right.
Yeah,
you're right. I'm sorry.
I was sitting there thinking, like, don't you mean Henry David Thoreau?
Right. Yeah, he goes off. Sorry.
That's those 3 names, John Wayne Gacy,
Henry
Harvey
David
Oswald,
Thoreau,
Mark David Chapman.
I
don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. He goes off and lives by himself because he's an asshole.
Okay.
But
did he do it because he was an asshole or because he thought everybody else was an asshole?
But he thought everybody else was an asshole.
But see, that's the thing, because people who are assholes, they don't realize they're assholes. They think the problem is other people.
Yeah, that's just it.
Yeah. So he goes off in the woods to be an asshole.
Yeah, because he is an asshole.
Okay, because he is an asshole. And everybody's cramping his style.
But what's his name? Wes. Shroud?
Who?
Stroud?
Stroud.
Yeah.
Who?
He did the same thing. Survivor Man.
Les Stroud.
Yeah.
Les Stroud.
Yeah, he did like there's a
That off the grid thing.
That show hasn't aired in the U.S., but yeah, he and his family live like up in the Canadian woods
because it's
for
Canadian
a year.
Canadian A. It's all about living in the Canadian wilderness.
It's all about some back bacon.
He's awesome. I love Les Stroud.
Yeah,
I think he's much
that show has.
I mean, it's the Les Stroud crowd versus the Bear Grylls crowd.
Well, that's a whole.
I don't see why you can't just enjoy both shows. Why has it
Because
got to be
I don't
like a
seeing the
contest?
amount of man ass that
because one is
that Bear Grylls
idiotic
offers.
and completely fake.
Right.
Yeah, the Bear Grylls thing was like.
But
it's as staged as a survival show can get.
It's reality. It's just like any awful reality TV show.
That's the thing. Is like, okay, I don't necessarily need to learn something, but if it's interesting, it's interesting.
But I mean, Les Stroud may not be. I understand some people don't find him particularly, compelling to watch, but at least I feel that it's reasonably genuine.
He didn't.
The man made fire out of his first aid kit, instant fire.
I mean, but just for me, just the fact that it's not entirely scripted and it's not fake.
Right, and it's just him and a bunch of cameras.
Even if you find it kind of dull, at least it is what he actually says it is.
Yeah, I trust him when he says. I'm doing this to survive. I go, okay, anyway. That's a good idea. Bear Grylls, on the other hand, I'm like...
He's like squeezing elephant droppings for water. And
I saw a guy do this one
but
time.
That
show get a BB dysentery, but so what?
That show it's like him trying to be extreme. It's like, what will I eat this week?
Yeah.
For no particular fucking reason.
Yeah, and he
other than
runs
to gross
everywhere. And
that's a whole...
I hate him.
I've had this discussion with
on this show.
But
we hate him.
Well, it's TV. That's the thing.
Anyway, you were talking about
he's trying to entertain.
Somebody.
Well, the other one's actually trying to teach you something.
Well, yeah, you need to learn.
I mean, let's face it. If it was a show called, God Drinks Elephant Droppings, it would probably do better than it does now.
Well, it's man versus wild. You know, hey,
yeah.
I want to see him wrestle a porcupine naked.
Exactly. Well,
you want to see everybody wrestle a porcupine naked.
You just want to see them naked.
You just want to see,
I just want to see the porcupine.
I know, my girlfriend likes him and thinks that he's cute and all.
So now we know why he doesn't like him.
I don't care. I mean, I like all.
That's the thing is I've yet to. Girls seem to like that show.
I know. I mean, but I don't care.
I don't know.
It's because I watch stuff with chicks I dig in it, and I tell her, I'm like, oh yeah, well you can watch whatever the hell you want.
So it should be like the Bikini Channel. You'd watch it, I'd watch it.
Yeah.
Who wouldn't?
Speaking of which,
there should be
Bikini Chain Gang's probably still on.
Holy shit, Bikini Chain Gang's on.
But yeah,
what's this? Oh, you had to watch your.
Well, what I was saying is that like a lot of environmentalists just don't like people. They're not trying to save the world for humans. They're trying to save the world for everything else.
Well, I think
so you're saying they're like sort of like a super crazy cat lady?
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah. I think if you really, really want to do the most that you can for the Earth, to save the Earth in the long-term sense, you should kill yourself and take as many people with you as possible, but do it in a really environmentally friendly way.
Cordite's environmentally friendly.
So I mean, like release like a bunch of nerve gas that only kills people.
Only kills hippies? No. All right.
But yeah, I mean, you should.
That's not really environmentally helpful, I suppose.
Well, it'd have to be non-persistent nerve agent.
But yeah, well, I mean,
I don't know. I mean,
I mean, something that you need to just get rid of as many people as possible and not damage the Earth anymore. In the course of doing it, I mean, just get rid of it.
Do we have to have a don't try this at home?
I'm not signing any fucking waivers.
Yeah.
I'm raw dog.
That's how I roll.
That's how I roll, baby. I'm raw dog.
Do not really do anything we're saying. Okay, that's good.
No, if you do it and you fucking die, so then you deserve to fucking die.
Oh my god.
There we go, Bikini Chain. We only got a couple minutes left.
Okay,
maybe it's
standard disclaimer.
I'll see the bikini. Where's the chain gang?
Yeah, we got off there, but I just hate doing what hippies want me to do.
You just
personally don't like hippies, and don't like people that preach to me.
I was going to say I
don't like being preached to.
I think one of the big issues. Sorry, I mean, like obviously one of the problems with dealing with this sort of thing, with environmental concerns of anything, is people don't like people telling them what to do. And you've got people telling, you need to do this to help the environment, you need to not do this, and so many people are they're used to doing whatever they fucking want, and they grow up in an environment where there's this sense of entitlement.
Right.
And I got a job, I work, I should be able to do whatever the fuck I want.
Because we have a very limited amount of things we can do that we want to do.
Well, that's what I mean. It's like, I'm just saying.
It's not so much entitlement as it is that we just have very little control over
You made the
our
bikini
lives.
girl put the mask on.
And what control we do have.
But I'm just saying, yeah. I mean, people have, you've grown up with, and I guess it's a generational thing. I mean, you've got people now growing up with this idea of, you do need to stop and think about things other than yourself and your immediate gratification.
Right.
And it's just a question of, like, will all of the old people who are lazy, stupid, short-sighted, and self-absorbed die off before they've destroyed the earth? And the next generation or so of people who are actually capable of thinking about things other than their immediate self-gratification and can view the long-term survival of the race and the planet and life on this planet.
Can you imagine, though, the hybrid Corvette? I mean, for when the middle-age midlife crisis comes about, I'm gonna buy me a hybrid Corvette.
There's a few small companies that are making electric and hybrid, like high-performance sports cars.
Oh yeah, the Tesla. That car is awesome.
Honda, there's a hybrid NSX in development.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's no Corvette. The Corvette offers more than just a car with performance. It offers like an ideal, to somebody who's seen that as
it provides a ridiculous, absurd fantasy.
That's what I mean. But it is. It's like, I don't know. I don't even know what it really represents. The whole fact that they hold on to this race pedigree that they really never had up until just recently.
But see, that's the thing. For the next generation, it'll be a hybrid Corvette. When they all hit 50,
I just can't see it
when they all, so I mean, it's a generation.
Well, but then again, I mean, GM will probably fold by the time
that's true.
Every car becomes a hybrid anyhow.
Yeah. Just imagine the hybrid Harley Davidson. I mean, isn't the point it to be as loud as possible?
That's the thing.
It sounds like it's going to fall apart as soon as you turn it on.
Is a holdout company in there. I mean, they don't make a product that's revolutionary at all. Every time they try to make their product better, their base bitches about it, so they keep making the same thing over and over and over again. It's it's like the oldest engine design ever with just a few odd changes. I don't know. My favorite is the saying: if Harley Davidson made an airplane, would you fly in it?
No.
Yeah, I mean it's the midlife crisis machine will always be there, regardless of its ability to.
But I mean, it's like I said, it's a generational thing.
Yeah.
Once all those people are gone, the next generation.
I would sit in a recliner that Harley Davidson made.
Right. Get out and push that.
Great. Oh my.
Well, yeah. The problem is that there is just too many people in the world as it is.
Period.
And global warming as an issue hasn't even hit like China yet. I mean, China's starting to apparently they have regulations on like car production that like American standards don't even meet. Like you can't even drive an American, like you can't like American cars don't meet the standards that necessary to be able to be driven in China.
They don't have cars; they have bikes and rickshaws.
Well, I mean, their base is starting
And
to
everything
die.
has lead in it.
Yeah.
They drive environmentally safe cars, but they're poisoning all the pets.
Their car production
lead
is
in children's
10
toys.
years off, but they can start it in the same way that we looked at Japan. I mean, Japan, nobody ever thought Japan was ever going to be a mover or shaker in the car department. Look at what they were building in the 50s. I mean, people were like, what? I mean, come on. They were stamped steel, practically. It was just like Honda motorcycles. Nobody thought anything about Hondas. Until all of a sudden, here's an ad for the Honda 50, and like.
So you're saying the next generation of the Yugo is going to be awesome?
The Yugo was a Fiat production car. A lot of people don't know that, but yeah, Fiat and
nobody knows it because nobody owned one.
There was
I saw one not too long ago.
I saw one about 2 weeks ago.
Crazy.
Still on the road.
Yep. You ever seen that movie where everybody drives a Yugo in it? I forget what it's called, but like it's
the Yugo movie.
Yeah, it's
like it was Yugo the movie.
Yeah,
Yugo the musical.
No, there's a movie and it's got like Neve Campbell and a whole bunch of other people
and other great actors of our
generation, and they all drive Yugos in it. And I can't think of what it's called. It's got like.
Was it Bikini Chen Gang 2? Electric Boogaloo?
Yeah.
The Return of the Bikini Chain Gang?
That was it.
Return of the Curse of the Hand of the Ghost of the Bikini Chain Gang?
Wow, we're really off.
Back to the House of the Bikini Chain Gang?
Back to the House of the Bikini Chain Gang.
Dr. Goldfoot versus the Bikini Chain.
Oh man, don't even do it. Don't.
Yay, Dr. Goldfoot.
Oh man. I love that movie.
I need $100 million to make a new Dr. Goldfoot movie.
See, that is a movie I would not be upset with if they remade.
Who is our generation's Vincent Price, though?
Jeffrey Rush.
I don't. You're right.
For Christ's sakes, he played Casanova Frankenstein.
I don't. He's actually been in some like decent stuff, though. I would have to.
Vincent Price was in some good movies.
Oh, yeah, I love Vincent Price, man. I mean,
I would have to go with. I'd say Bruce Campbell.
Bruce Campbell.
See,
I don't think
he's not nearly old enough to be our generation's Vincent Price.
But he's in the same type of movies.
I know, but he just doesn't have that air of aristocracy about him.
Not at all. Not at all.
That Vincent Price did, even though Vincent Price was from St. Louis.
But I'm saying he has like this. He's in the same type of movies. And he has the same like sense of humor about himself that Vincent Price.
See, the reason I say Jeffrey Rush is when I saw Casanova Frankenstein in the Mystery Men movie, I was like, you know what? It's a crying shame Vincent Price couldn't have played that role.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he does like. I mean, he seems to have a decent sense of humor about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, if anything, wow, that was some dead air. That's the problem with global warming. That's the bitch that I had at the beginning.
Well, that's the thing is we're helping.
Had to cover it.
We're cutting back on global warming by pausing every once in a while.
We had to cover it, but yeah, it was the groan at the beginning of the show. I'm hoping that our banter, our witty banter,
our gay banter
has redeemed the
Gig Young.
The quality of
Dewey Martin. I watched the thing from Another World yesterday morning.
Oh yeah,
that was Dewey Martin.
Sorry, folks, we're watching TV.
It's because we're talking about global warming.
I know.
And, hey, Whit Bissell, he's in Soylent Green.
It's the most boring of all the apocalypses, really. I mean,
well, it's such a slow burn.
Yeah, that's a point I was going to make earlier. Is it's a gradual thing, and we're at that very beginning stage where we're just starting to come to terms with the reality of it.
Right.
And like I said, there's still people who just completely deny that it's even happening, and then there's the people who accept that it's happening, but they're not sure why, And then, but I mean, we're just at that very early stage, and even if it, undeniably it is happening, and if there's absolutely nothing we can do about it, just for the sake of argument, if there's, if it is irreversible and it's just, it's still not going to happen like over the course of, 6 months.
No.
I mean, it is a gradual thing.
No, they talk like the
You know.
it would take about 30 years to
So, I mean,
steer
it
ourselves back on course. And in those 30 years, the amount of like extra carbon being released is going to double and even triple, perhaps. So it's not like we're going to be able to just swing this ship around anytime soon.
Well, maybe some other form of
China,
apocalypse will happen
like I was
to prevent
saying with the
global
cars
warming.
in China. China's going to have like more cars on the road than America does in the next 10 to 15 years.
Yeah, but they'll be crappy Chinese cars.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. I mean, there's still going to be cars.
Well, you never know. There may be like a Communist Party backlash against consumerism and capitalism.
They need another goddamn cultural revolution.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes, they do.
That's right.
Get rid of 500 million of them. Go back to the 1920s.
Yep.
And live on a farm.
And live on a farm.
Nice agrarian society.
Kill all the educated people.
That's right. All the naysayers.
Yeah, they need
all those intellectuals.
They need people in power like the Khmer Rouge.
Yeah.
Now those people knew what was going on.
They'd kill people with glasses.
Well, hey, man.
Just
I
'cause
mean,
they
they're
had
already
glasses.
killing bloggers. I mean, so it's no big deal.
Oh, boy.
Oh, the Chinamanese.
Yep.
Oh, non-white people. I tell you.
The Yellow Devil.
Stuff they do.
500 million screaming Chinamen. Don't you mean 1 billion? Nope.
I think you said something else, but nope sounds pretty good.
I know, it was pretty close. Like, nope.
Don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Nope. Red Dawn, what a great
movie. Yeah.
Powers Booth.
Yeah, that was written and directed by John Milius. While we're on the John Milius train this evening.
Yeah.
Wow, I did not know that.
This has been an evening, a celebration of John Milius.
We watched Magnum Force this evening, which was
his obsession with male genitalia and the whole. All of his movies are
there was a lot of man ass.
There was a lot of man ass.
All of his movies. His movies are very like manly man, penis driven movies. I mean,
penis driven.
That's his whole thing, but. Anyway,
thrusting.
But yeah, I mean, global warming. It's not a glamorous, big cinematic end to things.
No, it is now that Leo's into it.
True.
And I tell you as much, if
An Inconvenient Truth for Dummies, is that the name of the movie?
Well, yeah, I mean the movie is compelling. There's no doubt about it. It's just that I did not want to sit here and talk about Al Gore and his
6th-level vice president.
Yeah, his campaign.
Yes, campaign.
Gives a whole new meaning to the word campaign. But his campaign towards stopping global warming, I mean, which is a valid cause, and I agree with his methods. But I honestly, it's just boring. I'm sorry.
I haven't seen it.
No, it's a good movie. It is a good movie,
but
and it's not boring. It's really well done, and I think it woke a lot of people to the reality of what's going on in the world. I think it's important that people see it. But
turned them on.
Yeah,
they tuned in.
Nobody hit me to that dude.
It wasn't like super hippie,
Hey, I recycle my beer cans. That's all I'm going to do.
But yeah, I mean, he makes some
global
valid
warming
issues.
has ended.
I don't know that there's really. I mean, but some of the stuff he's describing is like. He's saying, essentially, that, like, this is happening. But what we got to do to stop it isn't very clear.
Well, I mean, that's what I was trying
We need to make more ozone.
Say earlier is like,
less ozone.
We're at the point where people are trying anything.
A different type of ozone.
People just realize that we need good ozone and
we
bad
used to
ozone.
It's like worry a lot about the ozone layer, and apparently that's not an issue anymore. Like,
well, I think is it like cholesterol where we got good ozone and bad ozone?
I think so.
And then the stuff we used to all think it was all bad, and then we found out there was good. Like when they told you to stop eating eggs, and then they found out, and now eggs are good. And there's good cholesterol. It used to all just kill you. But we'll discover that there's good ozone, and it'll save the Earth. And we'll just have to find out how to make more of the good ozone.
It's like kryptonite.
Like good
and how to put out
hydrocarbons.
how to put out the fire in the Van Allen belt.
Yeah, like the
goddamn thing's up there burning in the sky.
Green kryptonite kills him. Red kryptonite does something crazy to him. And I think gold kryptonite gives him more powers. We need to make gold kryptonite. Yeah.
They had silver on Smallville.
Yeah. They've had blue.
What did they do?
I think blue's the one that's splitting into blue Superman and red
he had
Superman.
like
that was black.
He had like amnesia. He was all hallucinating and freaked out on silver kryptonite.
Oh.
Yeah, blue
Wow.
made him.
Man, I'd love to get a hold of some silver kryptonite about now.
He got a sliver.
maybe.
He got a sliver of silver in his finger, and he got all he freaked out and got all paranoid and thought everybody was trying to kill him, and was all didn't recognize anybody and tripped out.
Huh.
Mm-hmm. I don't know, but I don't know what's going on.
Well, couldn't we if it gets too hot on the Earth, couldn't we put a giant
a whole world of
rocket
nude people
Move to Mars.
in the middle of the Sahara and push the Earth out of away from the sun a little bit,
just a little bit further?
Yeah.
Then we just keep kind of going and going.
But then we'd have to have one on the
No,
other
we'd
side.
have to have one on the other side
Slow it
to
down.
slow us down. What's on the other side of
retro
Africa?
rockets.
To everybody on one side of the jump at the same time.
No, you'd need it. You wouldn't want to go straight out because obviously we're moving. You'd want to go at an angle. So as we're going around the sun, we're slowly expanding the diameter.
Yeah.
But then you got to have one to arrest the motion.
Right.
At some point, when you reach optimal, because otherwise we'll crash into Mars.
Yeah, we can't
a
have
solar
that.
shade would be easier.
Or we'll run in.
What?
Or we'll have
Solar
that
sail?
A giant umbrella.
Yeah, basically.
So go up to the North Pole while we still have one and put up a
just
solar
launch
sail.
a really big
a big one.
So basically, we have
That's
eternal
another thing.
eclipse.
The ice caps supposedly are going to be melting, and since so much of the world's fresh water is contained in ice, there what is Antarctica gonna? Is it gonna be populated? Are we gonna?
It'll go back to the way it was when the giant polyps owned the basalt towers.
Yeah. We're gonna unearth some pretty gnarly stuff,
and all those
giant albino blind penguins, and
some really big chunks of ice,
the Atlantean cities under the ice, all that stuff.
The ice caps, and people are really genuinely worried about this because this is supposedly happening a lot sooner than everyone.
Well, I think if the temperature goes up enough to thaw out all the ice on Antarctica,
that's bad.
That's bad.
Yeah,
real
that's
bad.
pretty bad.
I don't think
I
don't think there's going to be any people left alive on the planet to go. We must make it to Antarctica to survive. I don't think it's going to be. That's going to be fucking dramatic. That's the average temperature on Earth's gone up 50 degrees.
Yeah, 50.
Unless the equatorial belt is 150.
Well,
degrees.
in an Inconvenient Truth, they did talk about all the Earth's temperature would have to do is have a 3 to 6 degree rise.
Yeah, the number I always see thrown around is 5. They say if you could get a sustained 5 degrees global up, that it's going to make some really really big changes.
Right. And it's not going to be this crazy dramatic all of us wandering the earthen desert or anything. It's going to be
Fist of the North Star.
Yeah, Fist of the North Star is just like that.
And then I can learn super crazy.
Yeah, bust through someone's chest.
I want to punch through somebody's head. I want to drive my finger through this guy's chest. Oh yeah.
Yeah, if we all have to deal with global warming, I do want to learn some Fist of the North Star type.
Just move underground.
I want to be able to explode people's heads.
Yep.
I'll just be mole people.
Yes.
Yeah. Get a great hairdo.
We'll go under the. See, then we'll have to battle the reptiloids for supremacy of subterranea.
Yeah.
Or we'll go through the opening to the hollow earth.
Don't start talking about that. That's another show.
Oh gosh.
It's a quote unquote myth.
Yeah.
Well, see, this is a teaser.
Myth to you.
I wrote about
Mitt Romney knows all about the hollow earth.
The so-called scientists say it's a myth. Yeah.
I wrote about this town.
Yeah, Mitt Romney's people went up there to find it, didn't they?
That's right. They went up there in their icebreaker.
Him and his clan,
his
or
Mormonites,
his cult, whatever that.
Yeah.
People in their
I don't think they like to get referred to as a cult.
Their magic underwear. Keep them warm in the cold.
Dum 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 dum.
Get your religion out of a hat.
Did you see the? Have you seen the South Park where they talk
Some
about
guy in his magic hat that dictated stuff?
Yeah.
Whatever. I don't know. It's as bad as a thing in a volcano. I don't know.
No, I haven't seen that.
Xenu.
The South Park is amazing.
Alien in the volcano.
They tell the story of the Book of Mormon.
Oh,
and anytime he comes up with some crazy thing, the people in the background are singing, and it goes like dum 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 dum. And then like the one woman's like questioning it. It's like, well, if this is really like the new book, why don't you go back and make him like tell it to you again? Say you like lost the manuscript. So he comes up with some, and like when she says that, the singer's like smart. But it's pretty funny, and it explains the Mormonism better than any Mormon I've ever talked to, which is in itself is even funnier.
The PBS special was really interesting.
The PBS special on the Mormons?
Yeah.
Really?
Well,
Mormons, the musical.
Part 1 was really interesting. Part 2 was more about modern day Mormons. And that movie that they're coming out with, Massacre at something.
Didn't Killer Kane from the New York Dolls become a Mormon before he died? I'm pretty sure he did.
I did not know Arthur Kane became a Mormon.
I saw there was like a documentary about him on
New York Doll.
Yeah.
No, I did not
and
know
they talked to him when he was working in some like library or something, and
I did not know.
There was a music festival that they get like a new musician to like pick all the acts, and Morrissey was the guy that was picking the acts, and he got the New York Dolls to get back together.
I mean, stranger things have happened to the New York Dolls. I mean, look at David Johansen. He became...
he quit doing drugs and turned into Buster Poindexter.
Yeah. I know. Man, if there was ever an argument for letting people do drugs.
I'm going straight and sober. Suddenly I become a Buster Poindexter.
See, there's worse things that could happen
than
global warming. You could just stop doing drugs.
That makes me want to go out and do like a pound of cocaine.
Lounge singer.
That makes me want to eat a brick of hash. Yeah. Like on crackers. You know?
Just shoot heroin into my eyeball.
You never know what could happen to you.
I know.
I want to eat hash on crackers and wash it down with laudanum. Because I don't want to be Buster.
I know. You wake up in rehab one day and like your entire suit's red and you got like a little bit of a pompadour.
Oh my God. What have I become?
What have you become? Something totally new.
Hot.
Is it me or is it hot? Give me some drugs.
Oh, you're awful. What the hell's the matter with you? All right. But yeah, that's. Have we left anything out? Have we?
No.
I'm sure we've left lots of stuff out.
Well, I mean, if once we got all the way to Buster Poindexter,
we don't really have a hippie audience, so I don't think we have to. Oh, the email! We got to read our email.
Right,
the best email in the world.
We probably should have started with it because halfway through global warming,
let's take the best for last.
If we started with this, we would have shot our wads.
Yeah, completely. I mean, this thing is great. It deserves every bit of the finale of the show.
Best email we've ever received, and we're not even solicited for sex.
No.
Or money.
I don't know. I mean, I clear some spam out of the email every once in a while, and I do find a lot of weird stuff. But this one really caught my attention, and I'm not sure if it's spam. That's the best part about it. I mean, it's the best thing ever. I don't know. If anybody else has gotten one of these, I just want to know. Somebody email me and let me know. But this is the best ever. I've never gotten an email like this before for us. And I don't even know how to I'm just going to read it. All right. Honorable Sirs, it is with great honor and pleasure that I, the president and founder of the only Portuguese Association of Exorcists, located in Fatima, Portugal.
I find it surprising that there's only one in Portugal.
I know. Wish to introduce to you our goals and objectives in anticipation of your future collaboration with our organization. In order to familiarize you with the founder, I wish to offer you the following curriculum vitae information, which will clearly show my lifelong dedication to the study and cause. Your past and present interest in this area is a mutual interest, and more so to our organization as it is composed.
You're reading like the end of a movie where somebody finally learned to read. I
am not public speaker.
What was it? It was De Niro and Jane Fonda. Wasn't that the movie?
I was thinking the one with Johnny Cash.
No, that's so mean. You read it then, man. God, that's awful.
Today, Junior.
The one with Johnny Cash.
Oh, that's fucked up, dude. All right.
I can read.
Oh, it's totally fucked up. Well, that just pulls all the gravitas out of it. If you read it, start from the third paragraph.
Okay. You can continue. I'm sorry. We'll let you go.
Is it all right if I read the rest of it?
Let's give you a second.
Stand up in front of the class.
Let you go.
God, that's
This
awful.
is what I did this summer.
Motherfucker. That's all it is.
What kind of motherfuckery is this?
Oh, all right. Jesus, take away. All right, best
Take
email
two.
in the
Take
world.
two.
Gotta rip right through it. Okay, dicks. Your past and present interest in this area is of mutual interest and more so to our organization, as it is composed of only international professionals in the area and study of exorcisms.
They're like Interpol
They
exorcists.
knew that we were interested in this stuff. Like, that's the best ever. I can't believe that
There's
this
some
is
sort
spam.
of
Someone
there's some sort of
listening to the
international
show.
underground network of exorcists.
That's it. That's what it's like. A bunch of people like the international professional organization made up of exorcists.
They're like Interpol exorcists.
That's just it.
Or it's like a UN.
But they're headquartered in Fatima, Portugal.
What do I know? I know that from something.
Fatima is where Our Lady of Lourdes.
Okay,
not Our Lady. Our Lady of Fatima.
There's a like a I was gonna say
the
like
three kids in
miracle
1917.
And, okay.
Yeah,
I say there
yeah.
was some kind of miracle thing there. Or something.
Well, he goes on, as a Roman Catholic priest ordained in a Jesuit seminary, I have now seek to establish a society where all members would assist and collaborate towards a common goal of continuing study and practicing of this ritual. It's like it's a society even.
Awesome.
And he's a Jesuit Catholic priest.
He was educated by the Jesuits.
Well, okay, but yeah, he's a Catholic.
He could have
priest
just gone to Notre Dame.
It says, Roman Catholic priest ordained in the Jesuit seminary.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So
seminary.
Yeah. We will be promoting the assistance of priests and other practitioners from all religious and non-religious sectors in order to provide this much-needed and high-demand service to the needy.
High demand.
Yeah.
It's a booming business.
There must be plenty of demons, like
they're all over Europe.
Yeah,
they're all over the place and
huge in the Low Countries.
Yes. Yeah. You can't swing a dead cat without hitting a demon.
Sad but true.
They're all over the place over there.
The society members will be recommended after properly now this reads weird. I'm sorry.
Oh, it reads weird.
Properly certification. That's what it says.
I was gonna say the English in there is like it's just off enough to be believable. I think.
Right.
Anyway, what about our certification?
It says the society members will be recommended after properly certification from our society. I think certified from our society.
Do you have to get like branded or something?
I don't know.
To be in the secret
to
society?
perform the ritual as it is requested from all parts of the world. All parts of the world. Like you're trying to get a hotline phone. Like they give you like a box comes in the mail and it's the red phone.
Yeah. Commissioner Gordon's going to call us.
There's like there's like the universal exorcism ceremony.
We need you. I'm on it.
It works for anything and everything, you know.
That's totally fucking.
So
cool.
we've been solicited to join
the society of the International Society of Exorcists is what it's called.
I'm in.
I'm totally down.
See, they even went.
This precludes me of joining the Legion of Doom.
This is the best thing I've ever been offered membership to, ever.
I don't know. Sons of Steve McQueen.
Shriner. I'm not. I'm giving up on being a Shriner for this. If I
you don't think you could do both?
Yeah, if I can wear the fez at when I'm
if you're in a Shriner, you're the antithesis of exorcist.
Hey, it says all religions and non-religions.
I was gonna say, see, it went so far as
say all religions.
Yeah, I don't have to be Catholic, even though I trust them.
But if it says all religions, does that mean like you could be a devil worshiper and an exorcist? Because that's kind of like,
I guess you
I'm
could
a pest
be.
control guy who carries around a bag of termites.
Well, that's just like David Gribble.
You know what that is? That's making your money.
Right on.
You get somebody possessed, and then you show them, and go, hey, I can get that out of you.
You chase it out of that guy, and then it goes into another guy.
Yeah,
that's just good.
It's like Ghostbusters. I don't understand why they didn't like capture a ghost and they go like dump it into some like rich person's house and they go, hey, we can get rid of that.
Hey, that's a good idea, but
That's like the Three Stooges where they're the exterminators and they got the case full of mice and moths and ants.
That's right.
And they need business. They go to the rich guy's house and they sneak in and release the ants and the mice.
And just the fact that they were able to come up with that was amazing in itself.
Exactly. See, you're just drumming up business. So I'm sure there's lots of devil worshippers.
Because this is a group that had multiple episodes of someone smoking cigars in bed, and then having a dream where they thought they were in hell.
Yeah.
And they wake up and the bed's on fire.
Ah, yes.
I'm down with it, but
so I'm in.
But it goes on. It says we further intend to hold an annual convention of our practitioners in our
I bet that is a great con.
Our headquarters.
I bet Exorcist Con rules.
Maybe we'll meet Lyle Lanley.
Exorcon.
But there's lots of chicks
But we have to be members in order to do it. In their headquarters in Fatima, Portugal, and would be honored to have your presence at this
the Gold
event.
Castle.
To be scheduled at a later date. Yeah, I don't know. This guy's. I hope so.
I bet there's awesome chicks.
I hope he has a castle.
I bet there's awesome chicks and cool parties at Exorcist Con.
I don't know. We might all wake up in like a different cell with some
do
weird
they have
Europeans
do they have a costume ball on Saturday night?
I think so. Dude, I don't know about you guys, but if I'm wearing a bandolier and a leather hat.
I bet Exorcist Filking is the best ever.
I'm going to get the best costume ever.
I think I'm going to go with was it Vincent Price in The Mask of the Red Death?
Yeah.
That's the Red Death.
I'm going to go with Princess Leia.
Well, no, Jedi. I mean, it's not a costume party. That's the outfit you're going to wear when you're fighting demons, dude.
Oh.
You got to choose your demon fighting outfit.
My demon fighting outfit.
You got to get a duster.
He's Princess Leia, whatever.
Yeah, Jabba sailbar.
Somebody's got to get a duster.
Slave girl,
some cool stuff to wear, like that guy that hunts the bad magicians in the Harry Potter stuff with the eyeball.
Oh, Moody.
Yeah,
the guy from 28 Days Later.
Yeah,
yeah, that's the thing. You got to get an outfit. The International Society of Exorcists proudly invites you to become a member of this organization and would be very interested in reply and recommendations as early as possible.
So we just got to reply. We didn't got to fill out any paperwork or
I
pay
don't
any
know.
money.
I guess I'll just say that we're interested.
I think my pants are possessed.
Possession.
Is that the president calling?
Well, we can't do that yet.
Worse.
I got a pager from the admiral.
I wish to thank you in advance for accepting this invitation, and we are.
So, hey everybody, we're becoming exorcists.
We are looking forward to meeting you here in Fatima, Portugal.
In the very near future. I am exercising the shit out of some stuff.
Best regards, Father Humberto Gama, founding president.
It's just Umberto.
Well, it's Umberto. Is H not pronounced in Spanish or
it's Portuguese?
It's kind of swallowed.
I figured it was Umberto, but it says Humberto.
Humberto?
Humberto Gama.
Humberto.
Humberto
Gama.
That's it. Humberto.
Humberto Gama. Humberto. That's Portuguese. It's a weird language.
Yeah.
Yeah, founding president of the Society, International Society.
What level is he?
I have no idea. It doesn't say anything about it. But it's totally cool.
I'm sure he's got wicked spells.
So as soon as we figure out if we're actually going to be able
I don't know. He's probably just got stuff like cure light wounds and glass. And
I hope not, man. I want to be part
sticks
of a
to
real
snakes.
organization.
That guy can turn the fuck out of some undead.
Yeah.
Hey, I knew this guy he was of Italian descent, but he's from Brazil, and he was a seminary student.
That's work. Like Fittipaldi.
Barrichello.
Yeah.
And when he was actually talking Brazilian Portuguese, it was way more understandable than when it was printed. It just looks really weird. But when you speak in it, it really does sound very Romance, and you can understand it.
Can I exorcise demons with that?
You probably want to use Latin.
Yeah.
Or maybe
Probably.
Aramaic. Depending
I'll
on the demon.
I'll have to fall back on my... I've had 6 years of Latin, but I don't remember much of it.
Well, you might be able to use Hebrew.
Well, you'll remember it in a pinch when a demon needs to be exorcised by
got the
God.
fire
We'll
hell
have
up
a
your
reason
ass.
to speak Latin.
Also,
You got the fires of hell up your ass.
I forget what it's called. It's not called declassifying, but whatever. The Vatican is releasing all the documents on the Knights Templar.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
All of them.
The redacted, like Vatican redacted documents on a big black massive marker.
I say it's like all those UFO documents from the 50s. It's like there's like a page. It says like we went to black dog, black car, black Ohio. You're like, what the
for
fuck?
some reason there's no pages from 1939 to 1945.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they're just about that. There were no Templars back then, supposedly.
Yeah, they'd have killed them all long before that.
But anyway.
Oh boy. Okay.
Well, have a Hitler
that end
Pope.
it all?
Do we get to go to exorcism camp?
That's what they're saying.
That's
basically what it sounds like.
I have no idea what it is.
I stuck a cross on my ass.
I have no idea what it is. What it'll cost to go to Portugal, but I'm gonna find out. I'm gonna
Hop a tramp steamer.
I hope by saying this on the air we don't get.
Oh, there's
our
a joke.
invitation
There's a
revoked.
joke waiting to be made right there.
A Cleveland steamer.
I was gonna say hop a tramp and give her a steak.
Hop a tramp steamer to Portugal. God, how long would that take?
Anyway,
Not too long if the map pulls back and then you just get like the dots across the map.
Yeah. I'm going like Indiana motherfucking Jones.
and then how long it takes them to draw that red line across the Atlantic?
That's right.
I don't think we've established anything about global warming.
No, just that boring.
Which is the terrifying thing is we don't know.
Yeah, we don't.
No
an
one
inconvenient
knows
truth.
for sure.
It is an inconvenient episode, is what it is. Because we were eventually going to have to cover it anyways. And I hate to call it filler, but ladies and gentlemen, our filler episode.
It's a subject worth
Yeah,
addressing.
I mean, we're not
It's
jumping a
something-
shark or anything. It's a subject
not
that
by
needs to
any
be broached.
means. Not by any means.
But
I'm
you
just-
did that like 4 episodes ago.
It's been brought up when you guys get
We
to
jumped.
global warming.
Yeah,
It's
we
like,
were
oh.
it was the Captain Lance Murdoch with the.
Yeah, that's what I say.
the
Why do I feel like
lions,
Cousin Oliver on the Brady
and it was
Bunch?
the lions and the sharks.
yeah.
It's like as soon as I started
That's
doing
the
it,
episode
it's like
where we jumped the shark in a best way ever.
It was Captain Lance
So
Murdoch.
if you
with
want to hear a shark jumping episode,
It was a tank full of
go back a
sharks,
bit.
and then we threw in some lions. And set the motorcycle on fire.
But the lions ate the sharks. So they were in the water fighting each other. So if you'd have been down in that, man, you'd have been fucked for sure.
Captain Lance Murdoch, the most dangerous man alive.
The lions were in heat.
But no, I mean global
The
warming
sharks
is
were
that.
fucking the lions.
Global warming is that. It's like that. You just don't know. I mean, it's happening. Don't
sea
know.
lions.
Not sure why.
And it could get really nice.
And not like the normal ones,
And
the
it could
D&D
be like
ones.
a tropical paradise. Earth
Sure.
could become a tropical paradise.
Exactly.
That's the bottom line. And I think
whole
everybody
planet could.
Well, you know what? Pina coladas are on me, fellas.
Right on, man. It could just be like a Margaritaville, dude.
Welcome to the
Oh, all right, I take it back. That'd be terrible.
Welcome to the Keys.
Yeah.
It'll be like that. Hell.
Wabble Cabo.
Yeah.
It'll be that. It'll be some horrible touristy shithole. Like the whole planet's Daytona Beach.
Oh my God!
And then we know it's the end of human civilization.
There's the apocalypse for you.
Yep.
It's been spelled out. Oh.
That's when you just
God.
start shotgunning.
Yeah. That's when you just start shooting randomly.
Yeah.
It doesn't even matter anymore.
Anything that moves. It's that bad, but
the whole planet became Daytona Beach. I hope this puts you, yeah.
I hope that puts the
wow.
fear of God in
That's
there.
scary. That's way more.
I'm going to go home and recycle
than
everything.
I was gonna say the
Melty
future.
ice caps
The future is in your hands. Save the Earth from becoming Daytona Beach. If there's anything that's going to make you change your ways,
Oh, how awful!
oh, you can save the planet.
From a fate worse than death. Oh, all right. Well, from Destructomundo, this is James.
Insert crickets.
Yeah, I know.
And Adam.
Jeremiah.
And me. Oh, good night.
Oh.
Atlanta was a city, landlocked, hundreds of miles from the area we now call the Atlantic Ocean. Yet so desperate the city's desire for tourism that they moved offshore, becoming an island and an even bigger delta hub, until the city overdeveloped and it started to sink. Knowing their fate, the quality people ran away. Ted Turner, Hank Aaron, Jeff Foxworthy, the guy who invented Coca-Cola, the magician, and the other so-called gods of our legends. Though gods they were, and also Jane Fonda was there. The others chose to remain behind, on their porches with their rifles, and one day evolve into mermaids, and sing, and dance, and ring in the new.
Hail Atlanta!
The magician?
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Wouldn't it take millions of years to evolve into mermaids?
Normally, yes. But the caffeine really sped things up. That stuff's wonderful.